Market crashed. Houses are down $140,000 in 1 week. Really? Wait, no. Now the market went up $140,000. Buy everything. See, this is why you don't make financial decisions based on 1 week's numbers. I actually missed last week's Market Talk Tuesday because my microphone decided to stop working. But that gave us something even better, a chance to look at 3 weeks of data instead of one. If you only watched July 14th, you'd think values were crashing. And if you only watched July 21st, you'd think prices were exploding. And if you only watched this week, you'd think prices fell again. None of those conclusions are right. This is the educational piece. Carts. Every week people ask me why the median sold price changes so much. This week was 462,000, the week before was 555,000, and before that was 414,000. So what's going on? So, let's pretend that each one of these cards represents a house that sells this week. Week 1. Well, looks like mostly lower priced houses sold. Week 2. Ooh, now it looks like expensive houses closed. Now, did every card in this deck change? No, I just dealt a different hand. And that's exactly what happens in real estate. 3 weeks ago, our median sold price was $414,000. Last week, it jumped to $555,000. And this week, it's only $462,000. If I only showed you one of those weeks, you would convince yourself the market was crashing or exploding. But all we're really seeing is a different mix of houses closing. Here's the market numbers listings. 336 to 330 to 333. Inventories barely moved. Median list price 490, 483, 41. Sellers are still asking right around the same amount. Pending houses 37, 35, 33. This is worth watching. It's not enough to call it a trend, but if pending sales continue dropping over the next month, it could signal buyers are slowing down. Sold houses 31, 38 to 31. Again, 1 week means almost nothing. Days on the market 80. My favorite stat this week. This barely moved over 3 weeks, and that's called stability. Average days to contract, 48, 45, 49. Same story. Houses that are priced correctly are still finding buyers in that same amount of time. Sold price to list price, 98, 99, 97. I love this number because it tells buyers they still have negotiating power. We're no longer in the market where sellers name a price and everyone fights over it. Negotiation is back. You can do the quick math. 500,000 times 97% is about 485, so it's about a 15,000 below asking price on average. Of course, every house is different, but buyers today have opportunities they simply didn't have a few years ago. What everyone's missing, I think everyone spends way too much time staring at the median sold price. The numbers I'm paying attention to are inventory, pending, sales, days on market, days to contract, sold to list price. Those numbers tell me what buyers and sellers are actually doing. So what's the takeaway? The market's not crashing. The market's not exploding. It's acting just normal. Buyers have more negotiating power. Sellers have the buyers if they price correctly. And that's why we look at trends, not at headlines. That's your Market Talk Tuesday. I'm Chris Kapp with Luker & Co. See ya.